Okay, so for tonight's homework, we're going to be talking about the components of a paragraph. This is going to look like a little bit of a review from last year, but that's okay because we've had a long summer break and now it's time to get back into the swing of things. So, at the end of tonight's homework, you should be able to directly identify the three main components of a paragraph. And please don't forget that anytime you see the pencil, it means I need you to possibly pause the video, take some notes, or answer some questions, or maybe even do an activity as we kind of travel through all of the information I'm giving you tonight. So, we're going to practice the power of the pause button right now, and I would like for you to answer the following two questions in your notes. The first one, what is a paragraph? If you were to give me a definition based on what you remember from last year, what would you say makes up a paragraph? And then number two, what makes a good paragraph? Once you've got that done, go ahead and press play and come back to me and we'll continue on with our topic tonight. All right, so let's see how you did. Please go ahead and write the following definition in your notes and we'll make sure that you got it correct. So, my definition of a paragraph is a group of sentences that are all about one topic. The paragraph has three parts, an intro, a body, and a conclusion. Very similar to an essay, they just function a lot differently because it's so much shorter. So, the intro in a paragraph is actually called a topic sentence. It contains no detail, you're just telling the reader what the paragraph is going to be about. The body sentences contain all of the information you want to tell the reader on that specific topic. And then finally, the conclusion wraps up the paragraph in a satisfying way and closes the door on the topic. Most of the time when you're doing a paragraph for me in this class or for other classes, it's probably going to be a summary or an analysis of what you're learning in class. So it's really important that we know these three things because your odds are you're going to be asked to write a lot of paragraphs throughout the rest of your academic career. Alright, I've got a little funny video here to explain paragraphs a little bit better.
Hamburger. I just heard a couple of students discussing writing. They mentioned that writing good paragraphs can be compared to a hamburger.
What do paragraphs have to do with me? I know nothing about writing good paragraphs.
Well, apparently creating a good paragraph is very similar to creating a hamburger. It makes sense. Think about it. You consist of three parts. The top bun, the meat and garnishes, and the bottom bun. How many parts does a paragraph have?
Well, a paragraph should have a topic sentence, supporting details, and a conclusion or transition sentence. That makes three parts. I still don't see the connection, though.
Hamburgers can provide a clear structure for writing an organized paragraph. We'll call it a Hamburger paragraph. A writer begins a hamburger paragraph by creating the top part of the bun. The top bun is the topic sentence. Below your top bun, you have your fillings, your meat and garnishes.
So I guess my filling of tomato, lettuce, and meat represents the supporting details of the topic sentence.
Now you're cooking. The bottom bun, or layer, is like the concluding sentence. It finishes things up.
Let's see. So, the top bun is the topic sentence, the fillings are the supporting details, and the bottom bun is the concluding sentence. I guess the more fillings, or support, that comes between the buns, or topic sentence and concluding sentence, the better the burger, or paragraph is.
Yes, as long as you don't overdo it. I think we all know what happens to those like you when too much gets stuffed in between the buns.
If there is too much, the person eating can't enjoy the taste of the meat. A hamburger can have so much piled on it that it becomes hard to eat. Sometimes it even falls apart.
Something similar can happen with paragraphs. There can be so many details the reader forgets the main point, or the reader can get lost or confused.
All that makes sense. An overloaded paragraph can fall apart just like an overloaded burger. But what if someone needs all those details to make his point?
He would probably be better off having two hamburgers, or in this case writing additional paragraphs. One also has to make sure everything belongs in the paragraph. Think a minute about putting a delicious piece of chocolate cake on a hamburger.
Yuck. I don't know anyone who would like that.
Nor do I. Including sentences in your filling that don't have anything to do with the bun is like adding something to a hamburger that doesn't belong. It doesn't work.
Well, I guess I do have a lot in common with the paragraph after all. Do you think those students could set me up on a blind date with one of their paragraphs?
No way, you'll just get grease all over the paper. I think I'm done here, and I think you are over. Done.
Yeah, well, you're starting to go flat yourself. But hey, thanks for the writing lesson.
No problem. I always enjoy quenching someone's thirst for knowledge.
Okay, so a little corny, but hopefully that helped explain things a little bit better. If you think that you could do something better, give me a better analogy and put together a cool video from goanimate.com, I would love it. And if it was awesome, I would share it with everyone and you could become famous. No joke. Okay, moving on. All right, so I've got a couple of paragraphs here that I want us to take a quick look at just so that you can see the difference between a C, being proficient, a B, and an A. So this first paragraph has everything you need to technically call it a paragraph. It's just the word choice isn't that great. The sentence structure is all simple sentences, and it definitely could be a lot better or be improved upon. So all of these paragraphs are going to be on the same topic, but let's just get started here. So proficient paragraph number 1. I eat 4 healthy snacks. One of the best snacks is fruit. I also love popcorn. Carrot and celery sticks are another snack that I like. Finally, I like to eat nuts and raisins. Truly, I like to eat healthy snacks. So there's really nothing special about this. Like I said, simple sentences. It's not descriptive. It's pretty boring. An elementary student could write this, but it does technically fall under the category of being a full, complete paragraph. So this would get you a C, but I definitely expect a lot more from you. So let's move to a mastery paragraph. Same topic, but you can definitely start to see it's a little bit longer. The sentences are a little bit more involved. Let's read it. Do you enjoy healthy snacks? One of my favorites is fruit. Apples, pears, and grapes taste sweet and juicy. Popcorn is another tasty snack. We air pop it and add a little bit of salt. I also enjoy carrot and celery sticks. Putting peanut butter on them or dipping them in ranch dressing adds a lot of flavor. The last snack I like is nuts and raisins. When mixed together, they are a chewy, crunchy treat. Clearly, these treats help build a healthy body and make your taste buds tingle. So, not only are you seeing that you've got a more in-depth beginning and ending, you've also started to see a little bit more description. They're giving you more details. Instead of just saying, I like fruit, they're saying apples, pears, and grapes. Instead of just saying, I like popcorn, they're explaining that they air pop it. Instead of just saying carrots and celery, they talk about peanut butter and ranch dressing. So they're expanding on the details of the body sentences and adding to the paragraph, which is fabulous. And then you're even getting a little bit of figurative language in here. And, creative writing by giving your reader something to imagine and taste. So what I would like for you to do in your notes is write down 3 things that you noticed about the differences between proficient to mastery. And in case you can't figure that out on your own, I already gave you a couple of hints. So just rewind me, listen again, and I'll give you some answers. Otherwise, write down 3, and if you need to, pause the video, and then we will move on and look at an expert paragraph. Okay, so the expert paragraph. I don't know what's happening, if you can see my mouse. I don't know what's happening right here. I got a little bit weird with the formatting, but this is supposed to be one kind of big paragraph here. So, same topic again, but you're going to notice a lot more happening here. So, when I'm hungry and crave a little something between meals, my mom wants to make sure I have a healthy snack. One choice she approves of is fruit. I'm always allowed to have apples, pears, and grapes that are in the refrigerator. Have you ever eaten frozen grapes? Seedless, icy grapes taste like little purple popsicles. Yum. Sometimes we pop popcorn. My mom uses an air popper because she says the popcorn is better for me. When Mom's around, no butter is allowed on the popcorn at our house. Once in a while, Dad and I melt a tiny bit of butter and drizzle it over the top. Another snack Mom goes for is carrot and celery sticks. When I dip them in ranch dressing or peanut butter, they are quite tasty. Finally, I enjoy eating raisins and nuts. We keep a big jar where they are mixed together in a squishy, crunchy combination. These scrumptious and nutritious treats are just what I need to tame the between-meal tummy monster. So again, you can notice, besides some of the formatting and crazy things that are going on with this paragraph, you can notice that there's a lot more happening as far as the description, really getting a lot of sensory detail in there. You've even got with things like scrumptious, nutritious. You're getting in some different vocab words that are impressive. You've got, squishy and crunchy, giving, again, more sensory detail. You've even got purple popsicles is a little bit of alliteration happening. Yum being an onomatopoeia happening, so figurative language. Great. This is a fabulous, fabulous paragraph. So it's just something to think about. As you become a better writer, those things will just happen automatically for you. But before that happens, there are things that you definitely have to be aware of, almost like a checklist in your mind as you're kind of going through things. All right, so if you're using guided notes, great. You should have this paragraph already ready and there for you. If you're not using the guided notes, you could go look at it from my website or even on Edmodo and copy and paste this paragraph so you don't have to type it out or anything. But what I wanted you guys to do was to just practice applying some of the knowledge that we've just learned about the different components of a paragraph. And on this expert paragraph, use the highlighter function and highlight the intro of the paragraph, which is the topic sentence, and then in the same color, highlight the conclusion. The fact of the matter is, the topic sentence and the conclusion should be fairly similar. And then put a bracket around the rest of the paragraph. That's what we would call the body. And if you want to go the extra mile, in another color, highlight the transition words that were used here. Let's check and see how you did. Feel free to laugh at my highlighting. Do you know how hard it is to highlight with a trackpad on a laptop? I think it's better on the iPad. So anywho, you see how horrible I am. I'm the first to admit I'm a horrible highlighter. But here we go. I've got the intro or the topic sentence done and the concluding sentence, and I've got a bracket here around the main body of the paper. Fairly easy. I didn't do the highlighting of the transition words because I want to test you on it maybe tomorrow if you are in fact doing it. Another thing I'd like for you to do as well in your notes is to write down maybe a few words, just a few that you noticed that were great words that they used in this paragraph. Because one of the things that I've noticed, especially with my students that are trying to get that A lot of thing that holds you back from getting that A is your sentence structure. You got to avoid just using the same style of sentence, and your word choice. The only way you're going to get better at that is to add to your vocabulary, but also be really thinking about the words that you're putting into your writing. And this is one way to do that, to start kind of analyzing what you're reading. All right. You are now finished with tonight's homework. Please feel free to come back to this video at any time if you forget the components of a paragraph and you just need to refresh your mind. And don't forget also to make sure you complete the digital portion on the whisk like we talked about in class on Sophia. You've got to press that submit button once you've entered all of the information. And again, for maybe some extra points or just to be awesome, if you can think of a better way to describe the components of a paragraph instead of a hamburger paragraph, and you want to go to goanimate.com and make a video, you can. It would be fabulous. All right, that's it for tonight. I'll see you in class tomorrow, and we will make sure that we go over some of the concepts we discussed today. Thanks, guys.